of his people which shall be left from Assyria.
See that? Read it one more time from the beginning.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass.
And it shall come to pass. It hasn't come to pass yet. Come on.
That in that day,
Come on.
the Lord shall set his hand again to recover the second time, to recover the remnant of his people.
Check that out.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
So the Lord said he's going to set his hand again a second time. The first time is when we came out of Egypt. But now the Lord said he's going to set his hand again a second time. Meaning there's going to be a great spiritual deliverance from all these lands that the Lord is naming that we are scattered in. Not just what's labeled there, but or written there, but we've been scattered all over this planet. One more time from the beginning.
Right. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass
Come on.
in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
To recover the remnant of his people, the people on this sign here. Those are the Lord's people right here. He's going to come and deliver these people. Right now, these people are in captivity, and they don't even know it. They think they're free. They're not free. But the Lord's going to set his hand a second time to recover the remnant of his people. Come on.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
Come on.
And from Egypt.
Come on.
And from Pathros.
Come on.
And from Cush.
Come on.
And from Elam.
Come on.
And from Shinar.
Come on.
And from the Hanath. And from the isle of the sea.
Even in the West Indies and different parts of the islands in the sea. The Lord's going to deliver us from all these different places. Now, the Lord's going to do that, then who are these people calling themselves Jews in Israel? Because according to the Bible, when the Messiah comes, he's going to deliver us out of the different land. He's going to deliver the real Jews out of the four corners of the earth. Who are these people here? Go to Deuteronomy 28:64. Who are these people? It doesn't fit prophecy. The Lord said he would put the real Jews in their land. Not a Jewish mandate after World War II. So these people don't fit prophecy or what's written in the prophets. Read that real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64.
Come on.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So according to the Bible, the Jews should be scattered. The Lord said he's going to scatter the Jews. Come on.
From the one end of the earth.
From the one end of the earth. Come on.
Even to the other.
Even to the other. So who are these people? That's what the Lord said. He says he's going to scatter us from one end of the earth even unto the other. Read the 35th verse.
Verse 35.
Come on.
Verse 35.
Come on.
The Lord shall smite thee in the knee.
Come on.
And the legs with a sore growth. They cannot be healed.
What's that? No, they don't like. Don't like who? No, because they rat bastards and they're liars. You understand? They're liars and they're thieves. You understand? And everybody's mad at them. You understand? Everybody's mad at them. Go jump to the 47th verse.
Verse 47. Because though serving not the Lord like God
so
with joyfulness.
So the Lord said, he told us, these people on the sign here, because we didn't serve the Lord with joyfulness. Come on.
And with gladness of heart.
Come on.
For the abundance of all things.
Come on.
Verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
Now we're going to serve our enemies. He's saying these people are going to serve enemies. We were brought here by enemies. And when you read this, when you read the Bible, all nations hate these people. Nobody, name me one nation on this planet that associates with these people on a high level. Chinese don't associate with them. East Indians don't associate with them. Definitely white people don't associate with them on a high level. Otherwise, we would be free by now. You understand? Even the Africans, who we think we are, don't associate with these people. You don't see that. You know why? Because these are God's chosen people. These are God's chosen people, and there's a curse on the so-called blacks and Hispanics. No, Africans also. So on a small level, we fled into Africa. In 70 AD, when the Romans destroyed Israel, we fled into that land. We fled into Africa. And we had our own separate villages. Some even after the name. Some of them were named after Hebrew. Had Hebrew names in Africa. But we fled into Africa, and you had Arabs and Africans that sold so-called blacks to so-called Europeans. You understand? You got fools out here thinking it was African kings selling Africans. That's a lie. You got Africans in Harlem. You got Africans in downtown Brooklyn.
That's not in those tribes are pretty much like going to hell.
Sorry? Say again?
Pretty much anyone that's not in those tribes are going to hell.
Hell is a condition on earth. We in hell right now. You understand? There's different.
Tell me about it, man.
There's different stages of hell. For example, when the Jews was in hardcore slavery, that was the epitome of a hardcore hell. You understand? So we in hell. Yeah, you understand? And so-called white people, the Lord used so-called white people to punish us even harder in that hell. You understand? But now the Lord gave so-called white people a warning out of the Holy Bible. You understand? That if you don't do what's required of you, you're going to go into that hell. That's why they walk. They think it's, see, it's not, you know, white people, they have a proud mentality. They think that they totally push the Bible away and they think that they're God. And they think this is going to continue forever and ever. It's not going to continue forever and ever. These are God's chosen people. Think about it. I just said,
Where do the whites come from? Because they're not
whites come from the, give me, you want to go to Esau and Jacob? The whites come from the, they come from, when you read this, Edom. Esau.
The devil.
No, well, you can
Isn't
say
that what
that too.
Esau is?
Esau, I'm not sure we're going to get it.
Is it Esau the devil?
Yeah, guys.
Sure. If you read books, this is a book called Imperial Rome, right? Very good book to read. If it's proven that the Roman were called Edomite, okay? So there's a lot of books out there like brothers saying,
No, Edomite is a bad thing in the Bible. I know that.
Esau
Yeah,
is
yeah.
right. You know? Yeah, go ahead.
You can get that in a minute.
Yeah, but
Get the story of Esau and Jacob.
yeah, I got it.
So-called white people come out of black people. You understand? But they were created to be one nation, and we were created to be one nation. But the so-called listen. All right, whatever. I'm talking to him now. I don't want to talk to you. You understand? Yeah. You understand? So-called white people come out of black people. You understand? But you were created to be a nation, and we were created to be a nation. It's just that the so-called black race today, they think they're Africans. They don't know the basic history. They fled into Africa, like I said earlier, and you had Arabs that sold them for wine, riches, guns, muskets.
But
You
where were
understand?
they? They fled into Africa.
Read that, though.
Where were they
The
originally?
book of
They
Genesis,
fled into
chapter
I'll come back to
25
you.
and 20.
Come on.
And Isaac was 40 years old when
Well, Isaac 25, 25? I mean 25, 21?
That's all right, 25, 21.
Come on.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife.
So you had Isaac, this is the beginning of our nation and the beginning of the so-called white nation.
Right.
So Isaac had a wife and he prayed to the Lord. That's what it's talking about. Come on.
Because she was barren.
Because she couldn't have children.
Right.
Come on.
And the Lord was entreated of him.
And the Lord heard Isaac's prayers. Come on.
And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
And Rebekah, the wife of Isaac, she got pregnant because Isaac prayed to the Lord. Come on.
Verse 22.
Come on.
And the children struggled together within her.
And the children struggled together within her. Now the word children, is that plural or singular?
Plural.
Right. So you had a so-called red baby and a so-called brown baby that came out of it, which we're going to get into in a little while. Read it again. Read that part again.
Right.
And the children.
Right. And the children struggled together within her.
And the children struggled together within her. Come on.
And she said, if it be so.
So now she's worried because you got fighting and struggling within her womb. She said, if it be so, if my husband prayed to you, Lord, if it be so, come on.
Why am I thus?
Why is this happening to me? Come on.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she went to pray to the Lord and find out prophecy. Why is this happening to her? Come on.
23. And the Lord said unto her,
Now the Lord said unto Rebekah, come on.
2 nations are in thy womb.
So we know it's not 2 whole nations. It's the beginning of the so-called white nation and the beginning of our nation, which we're going to prove as we go on. So the Lord told her, after she inquired, 2 nations are in her womb. Come on.
And 2 manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 people with 2 different characteristics shall be separated from her bowels. Come on.
And the one shall be stronger than the other.
And one people are going to be stronger than other people. Come on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the oldest child born out of the twins is going to be a slave. Shalom, brother. Is going to be a slave to the younger one. So whatever child, when you have twins, when twins are born, the oldest one is the one that comes out first. You understand? So the Lord said that the oldest child is going to be a slave to the younger one. Come on.
Verse 24.
Come on.
And when her days to be delivered, behold, there were.
And when her days.
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
She had twins. Just like this illustration we have here. There were twins in her womb. Come on.
25.
Come on.
And the first came on red all over.
See,
like a hairy garment.
Now, like I asked the woman earlier, what color? The Lord said the first child came out red, all over like a hairy garment. What color are you? Put your hand.
I'm a light pigmentation of.
No. Look at those. I got 2 sets of hands there. 2 sets of hands there on that chart. Which
hand? Which hand talking about?
Which do you think your hand closely matches?
My hand closely
Look at
matches.
it's 2 sets.
Well, right now, my hand closely matches with Jacob, a peachy.
No, Jacob. Peachy is not brown.
Mulberry.
You understand? So your hand matches what the scripture is saying. Read that.
Right.
Read that. Read that.
I mean, like, I guess it will match
He's not
white.
red.
White.
He's
Red.
No.
not red. No, he's
Say
not
it again?
red.
But
He's
I'm not red though.
You're not
He's
red? What color are your knuckles?
He's not native. He's not red.
Huh?
You're red. He's not red.
Is he accurate? Am I red?
He's brown.
I'm brown. So my skin color matches. Hold this, Lamont, real quick. Hold this.
Actually, your
So
face
when you
is
said
Whatever.
so-called,
Look up here. That's why I say so-called. That's why I say so-called black.
it's a name
I
given.
could
So
hit
now-
him. I could hit him and he'll be
Listen,
blue and black.
look up here.
What are you talking about?
It says this is red. Bring your hand here.
Right.
Now look at my hand.
Yeah.
So my hand closely
it's closer to
matches that. Your hand is close to red. Now read that real quick. You read that. Read that. Genesis 25:25. Read that.
Right, and it first came out red all over my hairy garments, and they called him Esau.
Esau, right? Which means wasted away is he?
Red is
Right. So he came out red, just like so-called white people. Don't listen to him. No, listen. Look up here. He's been up here trying to cause problems all day.
Pale, I know.
Huh? But you're red. If you're embarrassed, you blush, you turn what? Red. They call white people down. Look up here.
I'm red.
Look up here.
You have no
Look up here.
color.
They call.
You
Look
have
up
no
here.
color.
He's saying he's red. Yeah, that's a good point. Look at your
I
hair.
will slap him and he
You
will
understand?
turn blue and black,
Please
bro.
don't slap
I'm not just saying, come
Don't
on.
listen.
He is colored.
He-
He is colored. He showed his
Hey,
leg.
he's been giving us a problem all day. He's Satan
He's
right
not
here.
red. I hear you.
But you know
I
what?
hear
You know what?
I hear
You look
hear
up here, my man.
Like he's not African.
My man, the Lord said that the first will come
Yeah, I
out
hear
red
you.
and hairy all
Yeah,
over.
sure.
Now I just saw you lift up your pants leg. Can you-
My brother, I hate
yeah, but let me
myself
lift
too,
up
I
your
know.
pants leg again, and I'm gonna lift up mine. All right. And roll down your sock. And the Lord said,
Okay,
the
bro.
first came out
I
red
understand what you're talking about, but
and
brother,
hairy.
Nah.
You understand?
That's hateful
Now look at him.
propaganda
Now look at him.
that
Look how
white
smooth he
people
is.
give you. So you can
See that?
Look
Look at him. No, he doesn't shave his legs. He don't shave his legs. But you are red and hairy.
I wish I was more hairy, man.
You know what I'm
Nice goatee like you.
No, but it's the Lord said. Read it again. The 25th verse. Listen what the Lord said.
25.
Come on.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
All over, not just the beard,
I can't
but
even grow
all.
chest hair, man.
Listen what this. Listen. The Bible says the first came out red and hairy all over, like a hairy garment. You just lifted up your leg and you saw how hairy your leg was. If we lift up our pants legs, we're not hairy like that. But so-called white people, you're red and you're hairy. I know it's so hard for you to accept, but so-called white people are red and hairy, just like the Bible says. So you're Esau. You come out of us, but you were created to play the part of the wicked on this earth, just like you said earlier. You said it out of your own mouth. You know Esau or Edom is a bad. You understand? Now get the 27th chapter, the 38th
Has
verse.
the potential to be a wicked.
But not like so-called white. You're right. But
Wicked things.
not.
A whole type of color.
But listen, all people do wickedly. But now let me ask you a question. And don't take it personally.
I'm not taking it.
Okay, that's good. I'm asking you a question. I want to ask you a question.
That girl so cool. I know what you meant by that.
Right, but you just said anybody can be wicked, and you're right. Anybody can be wicked. But name me one nationality or nation of people who has done wickedly on a higher level than so-called white people.
Historically, we're whites.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. Now let's go. Let's read it out the Bible. Read that. Genesis 27, verse 38. Read that.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 38.
Come on.
And Esau said unto his father,
Come on.
Have thou but one blessing, my father?
So
bless me.
when you read the whole chapter, we went to our father, or our father went to our father to ask for a blessing.
Right.
We got the blessing. Our blessing was to rule this whole world and be set up as kings and queens according to prophecy. We got the best blessing. You understand? But now Esau, your father, is going to dad or our father, and he's inquiring about his blessing. Read it again.
So like, you fit those tribes by bloodlines.
What's that?
You fit those tribes by bloodlines?
That's your right. Or by seed. By seed. By seed. But you start by seed. But you.
My father is not Caucasian though. He's Hispanic.
Is he?
He's from Peru.
Okay. Is he a Indian descent or Spaniard descent?
He's mestizo, Spaniard.
No, but who you are who your father is. See, that's why we got this here. Look up here. You got famous people here.
Right, because the seed is the holder of,
There you go. Oh wow, I'm surprised you knew that. Okay.
time it is, man.
Okay.
Come on.
So your father, let me ask you a question. Is your father of Indian?
He's mixed. He looks Spanish.
There's no such thing as mixed. You just
He looks Puerto Rican.
listen what I'm asking you. You just confirm. You said it's by the seed.
Right.
Right. So you are who your father is by his seed. Now, do you know who your father is? Is he of Indian descent or Spaniard descent?
Both mixed.
Give me numbers one verse.
Now, according to the Bible, there's no mixed people, right? But
Huh? You can't be mixed. You got to be one. There's no such thing as mixed. You just said it. You just said you are. You just said out of your own mouth. Like, look at the sign here.
but the Spaniards came and conquered South America.
Okay. Oh, you're right. but not everybody in South America.
Yeah.
Not everybody in South America.
This thing called mestizo.
But not everybody in South America was raped, or not every woman was raped and carried the seed of the so-called white race in South America.
So
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
hard to figure what seed I come from then.
Okay, well then I can then you might be one of us. You might be one of us. You might. You understand? You got to check that out. But like, look at
It's
this.
a long bloodline, man.
Listen, like these people on the sign here, some of them they got dark skin, but some of them are so-called white people.
Right.
Some of them are so-called white people. Read that real
So
quick.
Drake is not black then?
What's that?
He's mixed or he's black?
Who? Drake?
Yeah.
Drake is black. You understand? But now,
father is
but now Lenny Kravitz is a white dude. See Lenny Kravitz? He's a white dude. You understand?
Yeah, but
Mariah Carey is very light, maybe even your complexion, but she's so-called black. You understand? But then you have Bob Marley, great singer, but he's a so-called white man.
Bob Marley?
Bob Marley, his father was an Irish sea captain or sailor. You understand? So you are who your father is. You want to read that real quick? You want to say something?
So how many fathers you got to go back to figure out?
As far as you can go. You understand? I can't go back 1,000 generations for me, but I know who my immediate father, grandfather, and great-grandfather was.
And the spirit tells you also.
And the spirit, yes, right. And the spirit will tell you. You understand? But now you said your father's from Peru. If he's not a Spaniard,
Both my parents are from Peru.
okay, it doesn't matter what your mother is. It matters what your father is.
Right.
If your father is of Indian or Negro descent, and you're an Israelite, you're an Israelite. If your father is of Spaniard descent, meaning a white dude, then that's who you are. You're a white dude. You understand? Read that real quick.
Yeah, I
Romans
cannot tell you.
Romans chapter 1,
No,
verse 3.
no, not wrong. That's what you wanted? Okay.
No, that's one of them, right?
Now I wanted, yeah, you read that one. That's the seed. Read that.
Romans chapter 1, verse 3.
Come on.
Concerning his son, Jesus Christ,
Right.
our Lord,
So Christ is the Lord. That's the king who we're supposed to follow. Come on.
which were made of the seed of David,
Which was made of the seed of David. Check that out. He was made of the seed of David. Come on.
according to the flesh.
According to the flesh. You understand? So these people on here, they're not of the seed of David. Give me Ezra 2:59. Ezra, second chapter, the 59th verse. You understand? So you have to be of the seed of your father to determine your nationality.
Right.
When you read the Bible, that's how it's done by the Bible, but all this DNA and physics, that's just confusion. It's straight based on who your father is. Now again, you need to check that out. You might be one of us, you understand?
Maybe, I don't know.
You know, you check that out. Here's another one, read that.
Ezra chapter 2, verse 59.
Come on,
And these were they which went up from Tel Melah,
come on,
Tel Haras,
come on.
Karab, Adan, and Mer, but they could not show their father's house.
See, they could not show their father's house like you. They were in the same situation. They could not show their father's house, come on,
And their seed,
And their
whether,
seed.
whether they were of Israel.
whether they were of Israel. You understand? See, they couldn't do it. You understand? So right there, it's showing that your father determines your nationality.
Right.
You know, you have to search who your father is. You understand? Because that's important. That's very important. You're gonna have people that's gonna look like Bill Clinton, and they're gonna be Israelites, and they're gonna know who their father was. You understand? But right now, you got to go by this. You know, by what knowing who your father is.
Bill Clinton.
Huh? What you gonna say?
That's why you take on your father's last name.
Right.
When you're born, why didn't you take on your mother's last name? Because you're from your father's seed.
Right.
Okay?
Give me Psalms
So
1.
maybe your father, maybe your mother's look like European, and you come on like that. You know, you could be Israel like the brother said, but you know, you still have to go by your forefather.
Right. Give me Psalms 102:27. You know, so it's not hard. People get emotional and they make it hard. They make it difficult. They make it